this is some spontaneous thing I just thought. I was driving yesterday, and I'm a sports bettor by trade, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh yeah, that's what I do. I'm a gambler. I'm a sports." So is John. John is a losing sports bettor. I'm a winning sports bettor, but that doesn't matter. But
that's factual what he's saying, Coach. Completely factual too. I'll admit.
Watching that game, though, Coach, and you're the perfect person to ask this question. Sometimes I think a coach like maybe that what happened on Sunday, where maybe they didn't squib kick, which everyone's talking about now. They should squib kick, force them to take some time off the clock out of the 13 seconds. Sometimes I think the moment gets too big. It's easy being a Monday morning quarterback, by the way. But the moment gets too big for them. They're too close to the sun, where to be honest, they need an outsider like a sports bettor brain like myself, or someone saying to them, maybe they need a guy or a special little coach for special situations and timeouts. Looking back at it now, sometimes they're like almost too close to the sun to come up with a common sense thing like a squib kick. What do you think about that? Or is it or am I wrong? And it is a thought out process. So like what happened on Sunday?
In the NFL, it's thought out, right? The NFL's got so many coaches, right? So there's that guy on the sideline that just sitting there looks like he's just holding wires or something. There's a guy, and I won't mention his name, but on one of the teams that won on Sunday in overtime, not mentioning any names, a good friend of mine's son is on that staff. His job is to hold the head coach, the play caller's call sheets. That's all he does, hold the sheets, right? And then he checks off what he's called. So he doesn't, you know what I mean? That's all he does. Wow. There's another guy up there that they've already went through all the scenarios, the analytics as a bettor. You get this, right, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
So they've done, what should we do in this situation? And they practiced it. So for McDermott and them, they've already practiced it. What are we going to do on that? So he might have got cut up in the minute, so let's just kick it out, right? Because they're afraid of this. Maybe the kicker hadn't squib kicked, because I've done it before where the squib was horrible. Like, oh my God, what did we just do? It hit a game. The guy was supposed to kick a squib and hit the front line guy. So they got the ball in the 50 for God's sake. But that's a high school kicker, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Bill, they have a guy that tells them, they talk about every scenario. I mean, I just watched the Warriors the other day. They had a chance to win the game. All they do was foul the guy on the inbound. They didn't foul it, and the guy hits a three to put it in overtime. They lost. Steve Kerr said he made a mistake, but there's someone on that bench of all those coaches and all those suits. That's his one job, that he's got that last-minute scenario. I had a big game in high school again where I lost a timeout count, and I didn't know how much time I could burn. So after that game, we figured out how much time we could burn without, with timeouts. If they have one timeout, how much time do we need before we can take a knee? If they have two timeouts, how much time we can do. And we practice the scenario that once we take the knee, the quarterback's, like, for instance, going to run over to the sideline to give the official to sideline the ball, so that maybe they forget to stop it right away because he's got to run it back in. You know what I mean? We're going to try to play some gamemanship with it. Kind of like when Dak and those guys didn't know how to kill the ball, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the game there, and they didn't give it to the referee, and now they get it set for that last play. So if I figured it out as a high school coach and junior college coach, I know the NFL, they've got enough guys that someone's done it. But Bill, like you said, we're all human beings. At the end of the day, it's the emotion of the game that sometimes gets the best of us.